Hey guys, looking for something delicious to round out your healthy keto meals? Well, I've got a great one for you. Today on All Day I Dream About Food, we're making my Keto Cheesy Drop Biscuits. These biscuits have been on my blog for over 8 years and they're a fan favorite. They're also a family favorite. They go great with soups, stews, salads, and I love them for breakfast sandwiches. One thing I love about this recipe is how simple it is to make. It takes only 10 minutes to prepare, 23 minutes to bake, and takes a handful of keto ingredients. So our first step is to whisk together our dry ingredients. I have half a cup of coconut flour, and I'm adding half a cup of almond flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and about half a teaspoon of salt. And you just want to stir those together and break up any clumps in your flour. Next, we're going to add some cheese. I have 6 ounces of grated cheddar, but we're only going to put about 4 ounces or half a cup into the biscuits at this point. Now, I'm using a mix of orange and white cheddar, but you can really use almost any harder cheese here. Pepper jack would be delicious. And we'll just stir that in and get it nicely coated with all the dry ingredients. Now we're going to add our eggs. Now you can use 4 whole eggs for this recipe, but I like it a little better when I use 2 whole eggs and 3 egg whites. The egg whites make them a little lighter and fluffier. If you're like me and you're doing any recipes that just use egg yolks, you can save your whites and you can freeze them. And a smart move is to always put the number of egg whites you've frozen on the container. So I've got 3 egg whites and 2 whole eggs. Next, we add 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. It gives these biscuits such a beautiful tenderness. You can also use Greek yogurt if you prefer. God, I love sour cream. And finally, a 1/4 cup of melted butter. And once you've mixed everything in nicely, you should end up with a thick batter that's a bit spongy. Now you want to grab a nice big baking sheet, and you want to line it with either parchment or a silicone baking mat. I prefer the silicone because it just protects the bottom of all your baked goods a little better. And these are drop biscuits, so just grab yourself a big spoon and you're going to drop them by a nice rounded spoonful, probably 2 or 3 tablespoons, onto your baking mat. You can make them as big or as small as you like. I try to get 10 to 12 biscuits out of this. You don't even have to shape them or roll them. You just dollop them right onto your baking sheet. And once you've dropped all of your biscuit dough, you can add the remaining cheese on top. So just sprinkle each one with a little bit of cheese and it'll bake right in. And now our cheesy drop biscuits are ready for the oven. They go in at 350 for 20 to 23 minutes. You want them to be just firm to the touch and the cheese should just be starting to brown. Okay guys, our cheesy drop biscuits are out of the oven and they look and smell amazing. You do want to let them cool for 10 to 15 minutes before you serve, but now they're ready and let's break one open and take a taste. You can see here the cheese is deliciously melted on top. Here we go. Oh, that inside, great biscuit texture. That is wonderful. These biscuits are so great with just about anything. You can make sandwiches with them, you can make breakfast sandwiches, you can serve them with soups or stews. They really round out a meal. For this delicious keto biscuit recipe and so many more, please check out alldayidreamaboutfood.com.